Creepzz. How you doing? It's nice to have you on the show.
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me also.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. You're one of those artists that we've been following up with since Flick Radio actually started like 2 years ago. I know we've never actually reached out to you. We just be finding your songs. We found it really cool. We thought, hey, we should definitely give this guy a listen. And since then, it's been fam.
Brilliant.
How's it been though? How's the music business been treating you?
The music, very slow at times. You know, sometimes the music's slow. Sometimes it picks up. You know, as an artist, you gotta keep pushing, and there's gonna be barriers that are gonna get in the way. There's gonna be setbacks, knockbacks. You know, but you just gotta carry on and you just gotta keep pushing the music. But as it is at the minute, it's kind of slow. Sorry?
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes it's slow, but it's starting to pick up now. Since I've been involved with, obviously, the manager, James, things have got moving, like interviews. And
that's good.
Radio plays and just things like that. He's working on live events and performances soon. I think in the next 6 months, he's scheduled to go do some live shows.
That's
and
great.
Stuff, so.
James is a really cool guy, by the way. I had like a short conversation with him via email, and he does seem to have a very solid handle of like your business.
Yeah, he's got all of that. Yeah, he's good at all that. The business side of things, he's real good. You know, he's earned me royalties that I didn't even know existed. You know, so
wow, that's impressive. Well, how long have you been doing music though? Just to be clear.
Well, I'm 29 years old now. I've been doing music since I was 8 years old. So I was like freestyling and like listening to a lot of Eminem and things like that, Tupac, Biggie, Bob Marley, a lot of rappers and things like that growing up. And obviously I always had a passion for music. Like when I was about, I think 11, I remember I was at my mum and dad's house in my old estate where I was born in Thetford, you know, in the UK. I had like a table, you know, like a bookshelf my mum and dad have. I took my dad's record player. I got in trouble, but I took his record player, put a CD, a tape thing in there, and I started scratching his records, like DJing his records. And he weren't happy, but from there I saw a passion for music. I started writing lyrics and like rapping.
That's very interesting.
Freestyling. Then I moved to Kent in Ramsgate, which is another place in England, and there was a music youth club. I used to go there, and obviously the artists.
Yeah, like you have your section.
Yeah. And there was an artist there I used to rap with called Mike Righteous. He's now a famous rapper in the UK. You know, he's one of the biggest artists in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, music has always been a passion and always been a love. And it was actually Jamie's mum, my manager James, it was his mum who was my teacher at school, and she was the one that used to say to me, if you be good and read your books today, I'm gonna give you a tape with like, because we never had CDs back then, it was tape. He said she's gonna burn me some music on a tape. It was actually Jamie's mum who got me like listening to a lot of rap.
Yeah, my manager. Wow, that's really nice.
Because James is my manager, but
so since James and his family always been in your music business.
Yeah, for many years. Yeah, for sure. Jamie's been my manager for about 2 years, but his mum was my teacher. I've known Jamie since I was a little boy, and it's because of my brother that got me and Jamie connected, and then Jamie obviously said, right, I'm managing you, blah, blah, you know, so that's how it all turned out, but he's doing a real good job, you know.
Nice. That's a very symbiotic relationship. It's more like I've seen you since you were little, so I get you. I understand your sound. I understand what you're trying to achieve. Like there's so many benefits about that dynamic, and it makes it have a higher potential for longevity, right? Like it's going to last for longer, the relationship. So you guys are working together independently, no record label, no.
Jamie's part of Harm. Jamie and a couple others own Harm, you know. So Jamie's the one that brought me through, and he's took me under the management of his team and stuff. So his people are doing what they're doing, you know. So
that's how's that dynamic been for you now? What's the difference between this Harm version of you and the version of you that didn't have Harm?
To be honest with you, before. I knew how to
What's
send
been
email.
the like significant difference?
I'd say radio plays and interviews. James has lined up a lot of radio interviews, you know. I had a few before in the past for BBC, what I managed to get, but every time I email them off my Gmail or whatever, I hear nothing back, never hear nothing back. Since Jamie come in, I've had like literally in the last 2 years, I've had about 12 interviews. I've had like, my streams have significantly gone up. I've been added to loads of playlists, you know. Like it's just mad. It's all just happening slowly, but it's getting there, you know. And the most significant thing will be the radio interviews, I think, and obviously things like that. but he is working towards live shows and other things. There's a lot in the pipe. But yeah, since working with them guys, it's kind of made me earn
Yeah.
royalties as well. Never knew exist, like, you know, like mechanical royalties and like neighborhood rights and stuff. He's picked up on all of that.
Interesting. So how has the dynamic also affected the way you create music, right? Because now I'm assuming that now there's a calendar, there's like all these plans.
So you know, it's kind of hard because obviously James is always kicking my bum and telling me do this, do that, do this, but at the same time I got a family life.
Interesting.
Life, you know, so I've got to kind of balance the music with the family. That's just what you have to do sometimes, you know. Although I'm making music and I still make time for music, I'm still doing family things like going out and things like this, you know, so I'm balancing it. But Jamie does get on my backside. He's like, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And then about a week later, I'll get it done, you know, but that's just how it goes.
That's fantastic. What's your favorite part about being an artist? Like, what's your favorite thing about being a musician?
Being a musician, there's a few. One of them is performing live, which I haven't done in a while, but I need James are going to start getting them shows coming in. But shooting videos I quite like because I like to see the end product. When I get the finished video and then I put it out, I like the world to see what's going on. Radio interviews is a good one. And the thing that bugs me in music is forever watching my stats. You know, as an independent with James, now, as an independent artist, I sit there and I look at all my Spotify data, all my Apple Music data,
and I'm wondering.
I'm just sat there, every day going up and up, and I'm just intrigued because it's going up, and they're coming from all these streams. Are just coming. I'm thinking, where the hell are they coming from? And I look at all the statistics. I'm thinking, because I'm autistic, I take it in deep and I look at all the different streams and countries and cities and towns and analytics. You know, so yeah, that's one of the things that really bugs me. James does say to me, you need to stop watching them every day. It's going to stress you out.
And just nitpicking where it's coming from and where,
Yeah, it's just like I look on there and I'm like, I look at my statistics in the last 48 hours. I look at it, it will say 400.
But I think it's a good thing, though. I think it's a good thing that you're still very much interested in actually knowing the details, the figures, the numbers, the facts behind.
You need to know where your people are coming from, because if I was actually go out one day and do a show somewhere, say if I hit like a city in the UK, and I've got followers in that city, I can then reach and say like, people in this city come to my show, I'm performing here, and that can bring them through. Or like even in Nigeria, I've got so many streams coming from Nigeria, Lagos, and places like that, Kenya, you know, Jamaica, and places like this. I think that's due to the artists I've worked with out there and the ads that the team have run on things, you know, and the kind of connects we got involved with. I've been streaming, you know.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's really, really cool. So talking about Nigeria, are you going to be giving us a proper Afrobeat jam anytime soon? Or we're going to keep it strictly hip-hop, strictly rap?
Nah, Afrobeat is my genre. I love Afrobeat, but I'm working between me and you. I know people are listening to this, but I'm putting out a country album. You know country music?
Of course.
I'm putting out a country rap album. And then after that, I'm going to be putting out an Afrobeat album. So, yeah, just stay tuned.
That's
we're going to make
interesting.
some Afrobeat. I've got some real good artists out in Nigeria that I work with. Some real good artists. So we're going to put something together.
Interesting. Like, it would be really nice to hear your sound on an Afrobeat song. Even if you can't give us a whole album or project, just give us one song, just one song. Just one more, just one. So like, just one more Afrobeat. Yes, I had the one with Bancraft. Just one more. We just need one more, just you.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna drop this week. I'm gonna drop one. I'm gonna send it over this week. I'll send it to you this week. I'll get one done.
Please, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll get one.
That would be fantastic. That would be so fantastic. Thank you so much. So, talking about the project with DJ Bancraft, can you tell me about what that process is like? Like, what's your process like when you're working or collaborating with another artist? Do you usually like allow for creative independence on both sides, or are you someone who likes to like, okay, let's come together in the studio and work on it together at the same time?
It depends. With the UK artists, I like to maybe get in the studio with them because it's close by. But if they're coming from overseas, like the thing is with Bancraft, we never actually met. We spoke on FaceTime, video, Insta, WhatsApp chat, calls and things like this. We never actually met, and that song's crazy because I was going through a very hard time in a mental health hospital. You know, I was a bit mentally unwell, and I was in a hospital facility. And
That's interesting.
went on the website and I got linked up with Bencraft's manager. I don't know how it worked out, but I think it was his manager I reached out to, and he put me in touch with Bencraft.
And you guys have such a synergetic dynamic. You would think you guys were together in the same room recording.
The thing was, he sent the beat, just the instrumental, because I was a rapper and I literally done hip hop, rap, deep, painful, emotional rap, you know. And Bencraft sent his beat to me. I said, bro, why are you sending me this, man? He called me and said, bro, I know you can do this. You got God on your side. You can do this. I said, no. I said, I'm not doing this beat. He sent it back. I said, no, bro, stop sending it. I'm not doing it. He then said, like, give me 1 week and I bet you'll do it. I said, no. About 3 weeks later, he come back to me with this beat, with his vocals on it, which was me and you together. I said, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
So I sat there, I got my pen and pad out, and I literally writ the verse in about 5 minutes. I was so excited to hear what he's done. I writ the verse in 5 minutes, sent the step, and within like 3, 4, 5 days maybe, he had the song back, and that was my favorite song. That was the stuff I loved, you know. Yeah, ever since I loved Afrobeats. I've worked with Smashy, Kossi, Savvy, Bencraft, D Promise. There's so many I've worked about out in Nigeria. So many. Wow.
I'm very excited to also have you visit. I was inviting Creepzz to come over to Nigeria, but not for Dirty December. They'll come before Dirty December so that you can live when it starts to get crazy.
And can my wife come? Can my wife come too?
It's like the whole family's invited. It's like fun. It's super fun.
That's right.
Nah, for what? Nigeria, we're too calm for that. We don't do that over here. At least in most places. Especially in my city. I'm not in Lagos though. I'm in Abuja. I'm not in Lagos, but still, it's still vibes. Where I am is the capital of Nigeria. So it's still vibes, still very chill. There's still some places that you know, insurgency, but in the most part, you won't really have anything to do there unless you're like maybe Dora the Explorer's twin brother and you feel like going all the way to some mountainous like forest zone or something. Yeah, but
if I come out there, you can get shows and stuff out there, performances.
Yeah, actually you can. It's interestingly enough, but you know, it has a lot to do with like your fan base and the number of people that are looking for you. I mean, in truth, the way I've seen a lot of artists, like foreign artists, come into the country is from doing meet and greets first, and then after doing their meet and greets, they kind of like build a momentum that then, you know, leads up to like the shows and events and things like that.
Yeah, have you heard of a guy called Problem? Have you heard of a guy called Problem Child? Problem Child, yeah.
Oh, Cess.
His name's Problem Child.
Okay, so there's a guy called Problem Child and there's a guy called Cess the Problem Kid. So whichever one, I've heard of both of them. Yes, I have.
Problem Child, he's making music with Vybz Kartel.
Problem Child. Oh yeah, yes, I have. That Problem Child.
My boy Kossi, who I work with out in Lagos, one of my brothers, he's done a song with Problem Child. He's trying to introduce me to him, you know?
Yeah, that would be really great. That would be a very fantastic collab, because you'd bring in your own vibe, own hip-hop, UK hip-hop style, and he'll bring in a little bit of that, his patois with some... Yeah, that would be really great. So, still on the music business though, let's talk about funding, because I know like one of the major reasons why a lot of artists like drop off is because of their inability to fund their careers. And I know that the music business is very expensive, like this one I know for a fact. So how have you been able to balance like life, family, and then investment into your business, your music?
To be perfectly honest with you, it's very hard, very difficult, but because I've got a regular money coming in monthly, you know, so I balance the family life, I do holidays and give the wife and the kids what they need, you know. So when that's all done, if I got a little bit left, I sling it in music. Any time my music's streamed, I get paid for it, you know. It's not millions and hundreds, it's probably like maybe £400 every 6 months, £300 maybe, something like that. So I draw that out and I put it straight back in, and then I just keep fluctuating it like that. When I've got a bit of money, I then go say, right, boom, this is what I need to do. This is what I need, an artwork done. I need a video done. I'll slap this there, and get these two things done. You know, so it's hard, but I manage.
Yeah, and that's really impressive. So, what other ways, aside from shows, what other like ways, do you see the Creepzz brand like being monetized, right?
Um, maybe when I get live shows that will be good. But until then, maybe off radio plays from like the BBC. I've been getting newspaper articles done. They might be paying. So yeah, it's a hard game. It's a very hard game. When you're not mega rich and like mega comfortable, it's very hard. But you just fluctuate. When you're used to that life, it's just fluctuating. You know, it just becomes natural. You just have to just work things out and put things in different pots and hold things here and put things there. You know.
Yeah. But we push through regardless, man. We push through regardless. Like the thing about us creatives is,
James was saying about
that's the thing about us creatives. We push through regardless.
Yeah, you got to push through. But James was talking about maybe getting some merch done, selling CDs, and I've got like a batch of CDs and stuff. He said just hit them out like £5, which is about $10 or something. He said push them out for like that each CD, sign them, deliver them. You know. So he said sell some CDs, do some merch and things like that to bring some extra income. So that should be good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm very sure with James by your side, you guys will have it all figured out in no time.
Yeah. He's just launched a website as well. He's launched a website for artists to get on. Like he's got connections with Spotify playlists and radios and things like this also.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a website and he's going to be putting blogs up there and stuff. You know, so that should be good. But yeah, James is doing a real good job.
That sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah.
Also, from my observation, I think a great community building strategy would be really great right now, right? This is just from my observation of your style, your vibe, and your music so far, right? I feel like you're the type of artist or brand that can actually have a very niche, strong community of people who just really fuck with you.
Yeah, thank you. It's just about growing that circle of success, you know, that little circle of success. When that circle of success comes together, it's going to go up a ladder, then it'll get bigger, then it'll go up. And, you know, it's all about pushing and just working, like connecting. It's all about connecting and stuff. When you have that circle of success and then you got good people around you who want to help and want to jump on it with you, you know, and be by your side, that's what you need.
That's fantastic. So I'm guessing that the next thing we're going to see is going to be your country album. Do you have a title for it yet?
No. You're going to get the Afrobeat song next week. I'm going to send you an Afrobeat song.
Yes, you're going to send us the Afrobeat jam.
Then the country album.
And then the country album. That's right. That's right. I'm looking forward to that. So are there any particular things that you like to share on the show that, you know, we could just clip for socials?
Things I want to share to any artist that want to make music, and you're good at making music and you've got a talent, just keep prospering your dream and pushing and keep moving forward and just never give up, and just know that you can make things happen and things can be done. And also anybody suffering mental health, you know, just stay strong and get through it, because a lot of my family, like my partner's daughter,
yes sir,
suffer mental health, you know,
yes sir. Never give up, keep pushing, don't give up, remember,
just keep pushing. Yeah, that's all I say, is keep pushing. And big respect to you guys too for getting me on, you know.
That's right. Thank you for sharing, Creepzz. That's really nice. Thank you for the encouragement.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some youngin out there that's gonna be like, yeah, Creepzz said it, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stay strong.
You have to keep pushing. You have to keep pushing and keep pushing.
Yeah.
Never give up.
All right, Creepzz. So how can people find you on socials?
You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, iTunes, everywhere like that under Creepzz with 2 Z's, so CRE.
Wants to find you or follow you on social media, how can they find you?
So my Instagram is CreepzArtist1. My YouTube is Creepzz Official. My Facebook is Creepzz1 with 2 Z's. And everywhere else is CREEP.